Welcome back to Moonlight Jazz on WCPR Connecticut Public Radio. My name is Alan Palmer. It is 10:12 on a rainy Friday night. We've got jazz to see you through the morning light. The piece you just heard was Ornette Coleman and Blues Coronation from his album This Is Our Music. Don Cherry on the pocket trumpet, Charlie Hayden on the double bass, and Ed Blackwell on the drums backing him up on that classic piece from 1961. Before that, we had 4x5 by McCoy Tyner, Joe Henderson on the sax, Ron Carter on the bass, and the great Elvin Jones keeping time on the drums. We started off the set with a crazy piece from the late Charles Mingus, theme for Lester Young, from the great Mingus. We've got 2 minutes of business coming up, and then we're on our way to Montrose with Miles and Quincy when they play the classic Blues for Pablo right after this.
Hi, Alan, right?
Right.
Denise, I'm the new programming manager.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not really good with names. The first time I meet someone, it's just a...
Yeah, don't worry about it. I've met probably about 100 new folks since Monday, so I'm still figuring it out myself.
Yeah, you're still working? It's pretty late.
Yeah, I'm just staying. I'm finishing up a few things of some paperwork, and I just wanted to come down and have a little chat with you.
I'm still on air, though. Yeah, well, if you want to sit in, just let me know ahead of time because I like to keep a certain vibe,
Oh, yeah, totally. You've been doing this for such a long time. I don't want to mess with your mojo. I just came down to talk with you for a minute. You've got so much music out there. How do you know what to pick to play?
It takes all day. I go through all of the work that I haven't done in a while and then see what fits well and obviously what the listeners respond to. And then I put it all together and make sure the transitions work, and then I go on air.
Wow, that seems like a lot of work.
It's not really work if you love what you do,
Totally like exercise.
I'm back in a minute, so, but I do the Monday afternoon shift. If you want to talk then, that'd be great.
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
My Monday show?
Your show in general. There are some changes coming down the pike for the station, and I wanted to talk to you before any rumors started going around.
Changes? What changes? Thanks for sticking around with us on a rainy Friday night. Up next is Miles Davis and Quincy Jones from their Live from the Montrose album. Great introduction into the journey that is Miles live on stage. After that, we've got something a little bit more modern with Freddie Hubbard performing a track from his 1971 album First Light. Herbie Hancock and George Benson and Jack Jonette on that. And Ron Carter popping up again on the bass. Hope you enjoy them. We'll be right back.
You know all these names by heart.
Well, I've been playing these songs for years. I listened to them before that, and it's in my blood and my bones. What changes?
As you know, the past few years haven't been kind to public radio, both in terms of finances and ratings. The challenges of operating in such an increasingly hostile market have forced the board of WCPR to explore ways to stay relevant and to stay true to the station's signature values.
So we're changing formats after 56 years on air?
Not so much as changing, but just refocusing our programming on news and informational programming.
You gotta be kidding me. We're becoming a talk radio station? The board signed off? Bobby Hansen signed off on this?
It was Mr. Hansen's idea.
This doesn't make any sense. Connecticut has like an innumerable amount of talk radio stations. And so few precious jazz stations.
I can assure you that this is a mission-driven decision rather than a market-driven one.
Oh, that's fantastic. I want to see Bobby as soon as I can. As soon as possible.
He's asked me to oversee that transition. So if you need to talk to anyone, you can talk to me.
The hell I can. You're taking my radio station away from me. What?
Alan, it's not that simple. Our market research indicates that people like the idea of jazz more than they like listening to it. Honestly, most people can't even name a single jazz musician other than Miles Davis. And your encyclopedic knowledge of the music, while laudable, frankly is a little intimidating.
I am not letting the board from WCPR control my playlist.
Our research indicates people want music that's more mellow, less confrontational, and requires no knowledge of the history or the players. We'd like you to transition to smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz.
You know, Kenny G and such. It's something that had a positive response in our focus groups, and the licensing fees are surprisingly low. Okay, we'll be leaving you on Friday nights and Sundays, and we've made Tuesdays at 4 a.m. available for a free-form show.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is just in the planning stages, so for now, just keep playing your normal music and don't say anything on air, please.
Sorry, that was Quincy Jones from the live album, Live at the Montrose. I'm sorry, I've just received some disturbing news that I need to share with you. As we know, it's been an exceptionally brutal time for public radio, and we're being blamed for all manner of federal budgetary nonsense while being hammered for being biased, liberal, intellectual, and basically all of the above. Through it all, WCPR has provided you with this alternative to the screaming street corner charlatans with their unending stream of depression, recession, war, death, battering you from every direction. But market research triumphs over good intentions. And next week, WCPR will become a talk radio station. I've been told that the timeless and vital jazz music that I've been playing all my life is no longer required or desired by the marketplace, and that I'm going to begin playing smooth jazz. I can't even say it. Smooth jazz. I think smooth jazz is like getting a root canal. It's free from soul, it's free from heart or life. It's music that was made to be heard while you're getting a root canal or leaving the dentist's office or an elevator, some place you want to get the hell out of. If you held a gun to my head and said, listen to smooth jazz or die, I'd beg for you to shoot me. If I had my way, I would round up anyone who listens to smooth jazz, who plays smooth jazz, and I'd set them on fire while their children watch. But since I have no choice in what happens to me or my music, I am going to play music. But I'm abandoning my normal music selection, my playlist, and I'm going to play you the strangest, the wildest, the most abrasive, unlistening jazz I can get my hands on. Starting with Miles Davis, side 3 of Dark Magnus. No melody, no tune, just 45 minutes of electric acid drip, dark night of soul freaking. I'll be back after this. What? I wasn't supposed to say anything? Sorry.
How could you do this? You just said that anyone who listens to smooth jazz should be burned alive on the air.
They don't need to be burned alive on air, just burned alive.
You were going to be given every opportunity to make changes and to ask questions. The Tuesday night slot was going to be freeform.
Oh, an hour in the middle of the night on a Tuesday. Thank you very much.
I know how hard this must be for you. You've been on the air for, 30 years? But times change, Alan, and WCPR has to make changes along with that.
How? By spitting in my listener's face?
Read the market research. People listen to smooth jazz.
Yeah, because they're getting a root canal or something worse.
Just play along, okay, for the sake of the station and your family.
Play along? Nobody gets anywhere playing along. Miles Davis didn't play along. John Coltrane didn't play along when he recorded A Love Supreme. Charles Mingus and Charlie Parker didn't play along.
And look where they are. They're dead. You play music performed by dead people and listened to by nobody that matters. Okay, jazz is dead, just like poetry is dead, and painting is dead, and theater is dead. Nobody cares about any of that crap except for elitist intellectuals who would be sleeping under a bridge if they had to do honest work.
Then I quit. Any jazz station would be happy to hire me.
Oh, really? Do you know any jazz stations that are hiring right now? Oh, wait, do you know any jazz stations that exist right now? Because I sure don't. It's play or pay, Alan. Where are you going?
I'm going to go home, have a whiskey, listen to some jazz, and in the morning, I'll think about what I want to do with the rest of my life. In the meantime, we've been on air for 45 seconds. But I'm sure your elitist intellectuals still listening will be happy to go to sleep under a different bridge with their disposable incomes and their advanced degrees. But that doesn't matter, right?
Let me assure all of our loyal listeners out there that the opinions of the previous broadcaster in no way reflect the opinions of WCPR or its board of directors or its corporate donors. So who's ready for some smooth jazz? Alan, it's not that simple. Can we do this thing? Sure. Our market research indicates people like the idea of jazz much more than they like listening to it. Honestly, people can't name a single. Where are you going?
Another page.
Okay, here. Can we take it from the?
Are you rolling still?
You've got to be kidding me.
Okay.
And just go. Can you do all that again? And because I'm a little more centered. Okay, so do your panicking.
Could you talk me through it? That was really
Okay,
good.
so yeah, this guy think on air. What do you mean the on air is on? Everything I've said, it's gone up. All the people have heard it. The sponsors have heard it. The corporate people have heard it. All those academics who listen to NPR and send in their pledges. I'm never going to get a tote bag or a mug again. Oh no. Oh, there goes my career. Oh, maybe I should have gotten my teaching credentials or something.
Yeah, that's good. I'll never get my mug.
Okay.